Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Sheffield United preview. I'm going to jump straight into it. Dean, can you just give me a prediction of what you think Arteta might change team wise for the FA Cup run?
Yeah, look, David Luiz is coming back from suspension, Socrates from injury. Ozil, hopefully he's been picking his fitness up, everything like that. So, yeah, let's hope we see some sort of changes. I don't want to see a wholesale of changes, but yeah, let's see Rob Holding probably, I think as we discussed, he hasn't been playing many games. He needs a bit of a rest. Um, Mustafi's played every. I'm not sure exactly, but I'm pretty sure he's played every minute since we've been back. So I'm sure he could do with a bit of a rest after being out so long all of these games. It would be nice to see Ozil all that money go to a bit of use. So yeah, those changes. I think Yang will be rested. Yeah, that's about my changes that I can.
Mike, what would your team look like?
Well, Brendon, I actually expect to see quite a few changes. Um, Obviously Martinez. I think Bellerin will start again. I think Louise will be back and Socrates probably as well. I think Kolasinac will be at the left back. Um, I heard Lucas Torreira might be back fit, so he might feature. Um, Willock will probably start as well, and I think Dean's right. Ozil at CAM. Alba will probably get the rest, and Saka will start. Lacazette with Nelson on the right.
Well,
Yeah,
Saka's been playing quite a bit also, so I don't know what's
yeah,
going to happen down the left because both players that technically play down the left have played almost every minute for us. Yeah, and now he's injured, so it's going to be interesting to see what he does on the left hand side. Dean, do you think Arteta should prioritize the FA Cup? You know, because of our league position, it's not looking too great regarding the European qualifications. So how serious do you think Arteta is and should take up this FA Cup run?
Well, yeah, Brendan. I think as you say, our league position. You know, as things stand, we're not even looking like we're going to make Europa. So the FA Cup might be our only route into European football. Because, of course, at the end of the day, the winner of the FA Cup, if they don't make it into depending on the winners of the Carabao and of the FA Cup, there are certain positions made available. But if these if these teams fall out of the top eight, there's three positions given after that to Europa. If the teams fall out of that top eight and win the FA Cup or the Carabao has already been won, so it's just the FA Cup left. So now one position can still go away to a team for Europa League if they win the FA Cup. So yeah, Brendan, I it's a trophy at the end of the day. It's a bit of morale taking into the end of the season. We're going to start the Community Shield, the curtain raiser. So yeah, I think Arteta does need to prioritize the FA Cup at the end of the day. It's the last competition that we're actually in. We're out of Europa. Carabao Cup's finished. Premier League, we'll be lucky, like I say, to make Europa. So I think there needs to be a lot of priority actually put onto this weekend's game.
Um, I've seen a lot of people or a lot of arguments where people said that it might be beneficial for us to miss a season of European football so that Arteta's got more time on the training field to actually spend, instilling his plans, his way of playing on those players.
Yeah, look, Brendan, in some way it can be beneficial and not. Teams that don't have a lot of depth don't generally do well in Europe, and it affects their Premier League position. But financially, even to miss out on Europa is a massive financial. You know, there's still a massive financial gain in Europa. Yeah, Champions League is the top. That's where you get the big money. But Europa, there's still a lot of money, and I do not think on the wage bill that we have that we can afford to fall out of Europa. We've got a deep squad. So at the end of the day, it shouldn't affect. Look at how we normally play the Europa in the group stages. We play our youngsters. This gives them a chance to bleed into the team, and that's what's given the likes of Saka, Martinelli. This is where Martinelli broke through in the beginning of the season, was through the Europa League. Same with Saka, same with all of these. Sure, they got chances, but rare chances in the beginning. And these are competitions that give the youngsters a chance to come through, show them what we've got. And yeah, financially, we can't afford to miss out on European football. I think even Josh Kroenke, Stan Kroenke's son, said we cannot afford to miss out on European football.
That obviously makes a lot of sense, and just it would be such a good start for someone, a young manager like Arteta, to get silverware under his belt.
Mm. Yeah.
So that would be a nice bonus. Mike, I want to take a bit of a look at our opponent, Sheffield United, and it's going to be strange to say, but Arsenal aren't the only club in turmoil at the moment. They've also lost, I think, all of their games since the restart, and they were above it, or they still are above us. But I mean, the gap is definitely much smaller than it was before lockdown. What do you think we can expect from Sheffield United on, well, tomorrow?
Brain, well, they also have found it difficult since Project Restart. Yeah, you're right. They haven't won a game since we've come back. But even though they're also going through a bit of a problem, they're still a difficult team to beat. They still set up well. Their players work hard. The manager looks like he's been doing well with the team. So I think it's still going to be quite the contest. I think it's going to be quite physical. Um, but yeah, I just hope Arteta can keep the good form going, or hopefully build some good form. And I think we will get through the victory, but I don't see us keeping a clean sheet again.
On the game, Michael, what is the thing that you are most looking forward to seeing happening tomorrow? It can be a key duel. It could be, a specific player featuring that we haven't seen for a while. What is the one thing that stands out for you when you think about the FA Cup tie against Sheffield?
Well, just the fact that it's the FA Cup, we're the most successful team in the FA Cup. We take it seriously every year, so I'm sure Arteta will. And yeah, it's more silverware. It will give a boost to the team. It will build some confidence, and like Dean said, it will ensure us European football. And we're a big club, Arsenal still are a big club, and we expect to play in Europe. So yeah.
Dean, what's the key thing you are looking forward to tomorrow?
Yeah, I think as we spoke about a couple of players coming back, it'd be nice to see. Hopefully Terreira can be fit in time for this match. I don't know if there's been any news out on that. Be very nice to see Terreira play again. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see Ozil because this is a never-ending discussion. So let's hope we can see Ozil. And yeah, let's. Most interesting thing is going to be a couple of players coming back. But yeah, I agree with Michael. I don't see a clean sheet with the rotation. But yeah, it's exciting. It's a cup competition, knockout stages. That's what I'm looking most forward to.
Well, it is the final eight, so I mean, anything can happen from here. I think it's anyone's game to
Mm.
win. There are a few big teams to left. Well, most of them are big teams, but knockout football, the unexpected always happens. I personally hope to see the team build on their victory against Southampton. Like we mentioned, they probably didn't play that well against Southampton because their confidence was low. So this is an opportunity for the players to build on their form, Arteta's structures. I think that's the most interesting thing that we need to look out for regarding the Sheffield United game. Mike, what are your score predictions for the match? Do you think you mentioned there's not going to be a clean sheet again, but do you think we'll be able to pull it through?
Yeah, I think we'll pull it through tomorrow. I want to say 2-1 again because we haven't looked too fluid attackingly. Or well, even though we create chances, we haven't been finishing them. But I hope we start to turn that right tomorrow and be a bit more clinical. So I'll go with a 3-1 to Arsenal.
2-1 or 3-1?
3-1.
3-1. Nice. Dean, do you agree with Mike? So I'm going to throw in another curveball. I'm going to say we're probably looking at another 2-0 to the Arsenal. It's optimistic. I think we the thing that we've done the most, that was most impressive throughout the last few games, is being the defense, other than lapses in concentration from players. I think if you take out even the City game, the Brighton game, if you take out individual lapses in concentration or individual mistakes, the team does look a bit more solid, a bit more difficult to break down. So if Arteta can iron out those individual errors, we might be starting a lot more clean sheets for Arsenal. And yeah, anything. I don't know. It's a bit difficult because it's such a short turnaround between the games. It's you can't really get insight into what team news there is, what's going to happen. So anything else that I might have missed that you guys want to point out regarding the Sheffield game?
No,
Not that I can
Brandon.
think of right now.
Yeah, Brendan, as you say, the turnaround between the games are pretty short. Team news is on a daily basis. Yeah, so it's pretty much just we're all excited. It's cup competition. It's something that we actually got a chance of winning. So yeah, I don't think there's much to add, but I do feel we've got the momentum on our side now. Yeah, I do feel an Arsenal win is definitely on the cards. And Sheffield United just definitely don't look the same team after the break.
Yeah, well, the one nice thing that there's such a continuous run of fixtures, obviously for us, is we get a lot more airtime and we get a lot more experience with the software, with the recording, and I mean it's not always perfect. I think today we had a lot of technical difficulties. The internet didn't play along, but it's still something we all enjoy doing. So once again, thank you guys for joining me. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you in the next one.